One. What's up, Wise Take? It's Thursday night. That's right. It's another edition of the Two Guidos. I am your host, Patio Joe. You can follow me on Twitter at Patio Joe Rep. And of course, I'm joined here tonight. We found him. Last week we found he was hibernating at this time, but we found him at Paulie D, Paulie D. Paulie D, what's going on? I'm glad that you're back. We missed you. We were wondering where you were, but Cam filled in nice. Obviously, my son is always there to help out his dad. And now he's waiting. He's probably watching. I'm hoping he's watching or he's sleeping. So how are you doing, Paulie?
What a son's for, to come through in the clutch. Paulie D needed a little shut-eye, a couple extra minutes. I guess you guys are ready to roll. But that's good. I like having Cam on the show, switch it up. How do you do with Price is Right?
He did okay. He liked it. He knew what it was, but you know how he is. He's a little taken aback, but he didn't really know. He wasn't as hard as you are. I see the misses in the background. I know you're not going to go on camera, but misses, love to see it. Love to see you again. How are you doing? Good? All right.
Joe asked how you're doing. She's not doing well. She's actually feeling sick today. So.
Okay. Tell her don't feel bad. Everybody's sick on the West Coast. Like, literally. Everybody in my house is sick. Like, everybody who has kids out there, if you have, you all know, if one kid gets sick, the entire house will get sick. It's like a 2-week thing to get through the house. I've learned this now.
2-week thing to get through the house.
Terrible. So, anyways, though, it is week 15 already. We only have 4 or 5 really good weeks of DFS to go. Only 2 more, before the week 17 and stuff. So there's really not that many weeks, and then it's on the basketball, which, by the way, the nation is on fire still. We had a Wise Take Nation member hit for over 30K on Tuesday night. We also had somebody who watches these very shows, Wise Take, win, what was it, 100K or something? Watch the shows. Join the nation. So, hey. Anyways, so guys, just like it is, we're watching this end of the Charger game. It's 1st and goal for the Chargers, and the incomplete pass. 34 seconds left to go. 1st and goal for the Chargers. As you guys know, I'm a Charger fan. It would be great for them to win in KC. But anyways, so Paulie, how are you looking at this slate?
With open eyes, a lot of new players in the fold that, we didn't even really know existed a couple weeks ago. We got some teams that got nothing to play for, kind of thrown in the towel. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are kind of close to that point. A couple others. And then we have, teams with something to play for, teams with very important matchups. So knowing the playoff situation is going to be helpful. And, it's a large slate again because we don't have any more buys. So nice one. Decent.
Believe it or not, it's not as huge a slate because we do have
Saturday.
We have 2 games on Saturday. We have a game tonight, and we have a game on Monday night. So it's not as big as before. Rivers just looked like he got crushed with no penalty. Throwing a guy led with his helmet. Great, no call. Anyways, so let's move on to quarterback. Let's start out with the quarterback position. Top of the heap. Is it Big Ben? At least I know on FanDuel it's Big Ben. And then he's up the top. You said Russell Wilson's up top for DraftKings. So what are you looking at for quarterback?
I got to see what else is going on the slate, where I'm looking to spend money or not, if I'm going to have money at quarterback. But from looking at this, what's Seattle's situation? They're leading their division, wild card. Okay. Yeah. So, I don't mind Russ against San Francisco. It is a road game, though. But maybe that helps San Francisco stay in it. You got the rushing floor there. I don't think I want Ben against New England. I don't think I really want Luck, although at home I could see doing that. I think this is gonna be a week you want to look to pay down, get different. Um, Josh Allen is a guy that I'm interested in. There's no LaShawn McCoy. They're playing Detroit, who has a pretty decent run game, but Buffalo's at home. Detroit's got nothing to play for. They've looked pretty poor lately. Like Allen's been just, if it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, he'd be the talk of the town with what he's doing on the ground. I don't mind him at 5'8". Mitch Trubisky's back. He was showing us some rushing. I would imagine that they need to win, although looking at it now, yeah, I mean, they need to win to continue, but it doesn't look like they can catch the Saints or the Rams. Against Green Bay, a team that does not have much to play for at home, maybe. Dak Prescott, now with his new weapon, that's Amari Cooper, against the Colts, who have just been in shootout after shootout this year. I could actually see that being a decent option. There's a little bit of rushing there. I don't know. Quarterback, nothing's really like jumping out at me. But I think I'm going to try to come off some of these higher price guys like Russ and Ben at 6'6", 6'7". I think the money will be better spent at other positions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if you want that game, I think I'm going for Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Go against Brady against Ben. I mean, I realize Ben's probably going to throw about 55 times. They're just going to throw the ball, which I like the volume. I'm not saying that's not good. But I think I like Brady just for a little bit less at 7,900. That running game for the Patriots has been kind of weird. And, Michelle, just you can't really rely on him. So unless Devlin, vultures a couple touchdowns, which you hope that he doesn't, I like that. The guy that I'm probably looking at right now that probably stands out to me is Lamar Jackson. He's facing a defense that when they're on the road, they've given up, the least that they've given up is 28 points. So I feel like, and I've been watching later, a lot of people, they just put Lamar Jackson as their cash game quarterback because they know they're going to get the rushing upside. And if he throws a couple touchdowns, boom, you got it. I like Dak at his price at 7,300 for sure. Touchdown, Chargers, change the game, Mike Williams. Love it.
Tied up, or did you hit the extra point already?
Oh, yeah. For the Chargers, they got to hit the extra point. So you never know that. They could miss that for sure. Oh, wait. They might go for 2. Oh, Rivers is staying out on the field, folks.
How much time is left?
4 seconds.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Fuck
it. Just go for it.
I know. Why not? You know what? We don't want Mahomes the ball. That would be great. I know CK's in the back going, please just move on right now. This really isn't. I don't know why he's doing this. But yeah. Another guy I think that's interesting, I don't want to play him in cash because I just think that that's just bad chalk, is at 6,800 on FanDuel is Derek Carr. He's played.
That's chalk?
I think he might be chalk just because of the matchup against the Bengals and the price. I wouldn't play him in cash. I'm just saying the last 2 weeks, he's gotten 24 points and 18 points against KC and Pitt. So I think he's playing on the road against the Bengals, a team that you can pass on. I see people going there. If they want to pay down, I don't see that. I don't think that's a bad option.
He's got pretty dramatic home road splits, though, bad on the road. But I hope that's chalk.
Oh, they're reviewing this.
That's a catch. Oh, wait. I don't know. He did kind of transfer the ball.
I think still it's a catch. I think it's.
Yeah, it's a catch. It's a catch.
I think
that's a catch. You can't take that away. He never, even though he was transferring the ball, he didn't lose possession of it at all. That'd be a shame if they overturned that.
Yeah. Yeah. He never. But anyways, I think I like Brady, Lamar Jackson, real quick, Josh Allen, which is rushing, and Dak. It's not really, there's not really anybody else that's really standing out just yet. I think maybe as it's over, We're on field stands, and it's a touchdown. Let's go for 2. I'm not going Jameis Winston. No way. I just think that it's just this quarterback is kind of weird this week. And, it just isn't – it is what it is. People might go to Matt Ryan just because they're playing a terrible defense at home. They won't be able to throw to Julio, but they'll be able to hit everybody else. And I think Andrew Luck's in a tough matchup. So I'm not really, loving that. So it's either Ben up top. Russ is probably pretty safe, but he just doesn't throw for much. His volume is just terrible. Going for 2, if you have a play. 2-point conversion! Yes! 4 seconds left. Chargers have a 1-point lead. Oh! What did I say? Oh! Beat the MVP? Who came down with a drive to beat the MVP? Oh, wait, is he really the MVP this year? I don't know. An MVP leads his team down and converts on a 2-point conversion. That's what the MVP does. On the road.
Did you see the end of the Dolphins-Patriots game the other day?
No. Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Also, believe it or not, I'm going to say this on air, but I said if the Chargers win, I'm giving my wife head. So, babe, guess what? Guess what, babe? I'm going down tonight. That's right. Woo! Yes! I'll leave it to the Chargers to blow this. Anyways, no pun intended. So, let's move on to the running back position with Saquon Barkley up at the top and Zeke Elliott. It's like nobody else. It's like bam. And then I think obviously Leonard Fournette people are going to love because Washington just given up. Fournette does want to, make up for just having a couple bad kind of outings. The guy I really like is Joe Mixon this week. I just think against the Raiders at home, if I'm starting, he might be the guy I'm starting a cash game lineup with. I just think I saw him run last week against the Chargers, and he ran really, really well. And the game's over, and the Chargers have defeated the Kansas City Chiefs, and the AFC West is tied, everybody. I just want to let you know that the best records in football right now is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. That's right.
They're tied?
Right. What?
They're tied atop?
The AFC, that's right. Woo! What a win.
Who do you guys play next week?
Oh, we'll lose to the Ravens at home for sure.
And who do the Chiefs play?
The Chiefs are on the road against the Seahawks.
Oh, wow. That's pretty interesting. Who wins the tiebreaker?
The tiebreaker, well, I don't know right now. I think they have the tiebreaker. Right now because the Chargers lost to the Rams. They both lost to the Rams. They both lost and then the other loss was to the Broncos. What was the Chiefs' other loss? Patriots. So we lost. They have a better division record. So if division record is tiebreaker, the Chiefs are ahead of us because the Chargers couldn't win a home game against the Broncos, that's how they play. So let's move on to running back. Like I said up at top, I think that if you want it, because the quarterback isn't so great, you're going to pay down. You can fit in 2 of these high-priced guys. Whether you want Zeke, Barkley, Fournette, Mixon, you pick 2 of the 4. Right now, I would probably say Barkley and Mixon. That's just my first look. What do you say, Paulie, up at top?
I mean, Mixon's going to get that volume. Oakland's giving up the largest yards per carry right now, so I can get behind that. He's only 6'1" on DK. If you're not going to do Lamar Jackson, I think you take a look at Gus Edwards against Tampa. I know, traditionally or often they were decent against the run, but that has kind of gone away, and I envision Baltimore doing a lot of running. And I envision Tampa Bay, a lot of 3-and-outs and turnovers, and Baltimore just trying to get out of there with a win. I mean, I'm fine with Zeke. I think I favor Zeke over
Barkley?
Saquon. Yeah, although with Odell most likely not playing, there's a lot of volume to go to Saquon's way. I think you want to put one of those two guys in most of your lineups and then have a second kind of mid-tier guy like a Joe Mixon. You could even maybe look at Tevin Coleman against Arizona. They're terrible against the run. He's 4,200. I think this is a James White week against Pittsburgh, especially if Pittsburgh gets in the lead. I could see Brady relying on James White this week. He's only 5,700. It's a DK only kind of play. Um, hmm. Not that deep of a position.
No. No.
I mean, Jalen Samuels is going to be in play against New England. I think Steelers are going to pass a ton, but we saw that he's going to be involved in that pass game. I could do that. And I liked the Dalvin Cook call UNCK made pre-show. I think he's really actually like impressed the last few games and a guy that can break a big play. Definitely looks like he's like at the best shape that he's been in. In Miami, not very good tackling, not very good team. So I could get behind that as well. Those are probably the guys I'm most interested in.
Yeah, I like that sentiment. Dalvin Cook, I think that people are in the sense that Kirk Cousins might not be the number one quarterback they thought he was. So, we can beat the Dolphins. You can beat the Dolphins on the ground, and I think that coming off an emotional win like they just had against the Patriots, you now have a team that's going to go on the road against a team that's mad, that's been embarrassed the last few weeks. I like Dalvin Cook a lot this week. I think he could blow up and have one of his best games of the year. He looks good. They just don't give him the option. The guy that I think is going to troll everybody this week is there's two guys. I think it's going to be they're going to pair each other off. Derrick Henry and Dion Lewis. Last 5 weeks, me and you have been on, let's go Dion Lewis, whatever, Dion Lewis.
Yeah. But yes. Derrick Henry's emerged of late.
Exactly.
You said that stat.
I know, but just think about this week against the Giants where he thinks he should blow up. And
oh, my God, what a great spot.
He's going to troll. You know what I mean? And then Dion Lewis is going to have the big game. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is somehow going to be a Dion Lewis game and not a Derrick Henry game because everybody's going to go to him now. His price on FanDuel is 6,100. To me, I don't even care. I'm not playing him. I'm fading him. I don't want to chase points, and I feel like that's what you're doing, even though it is a good matchup.
Phenomenal.
I don't see another, game like he had,
What's Dion Lewis's price?
5,400.
54. Yeah, this is similar on DraftKings. Henry's 5K, Lewis is 46.
Yeah,
one of those backs will have a very good game.
It's just how the NFL works. That's what I'm saying. It's not even saying I know anything or I think anything's going to happen. I'm just saying that it's just the way it works. Like you're going to think Henry's going to be the guy, and now Lewis is going to blow up for 20 carries, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns, catch 3 or 4 balls, and he just trolls everybody,
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to the wide receiver position. Once again, it's another weird week because I feel like, we can just go down the list of receivers right up at the top. I don't want Julio. Antonio is going to get the Stephon Gilmore treatment. Devontae Adams is in a tough matchup against the Bears. Adam Thielen, I guess he can bounce back. Odell, I don't like. T.Y.'s in a bad matchup. Juju and Stephon Diggs are the first 2 guys that I'll stop at. Be like, those are the guys I want. Juju's I think he's gonna do havoc to the Patriots over the middle. That's who I want. And then Stephon Diggs with no Xavier Howard on the outside. If I'm not playing Cook, I want that. But the guy that I'm looking at, honestly, to me, I feel like this has got to be, without a shadow of a doubt, a Randy Moss week. I mean, just
Randy Moss?
All in on Randy Moss. I'm telling you in this game because I'm telling you, it's Troy Polamalu cannot cover Randy Moss, and he's just going to be burned deep. in this game. It's just I can't believe it. I've been studying Moss all week, and I'm just going to be all in on Randy Moss. I
wonder if they know what you've just done there.
You got to go on Twitter, Paulie D, and check out what
Stephen A. Smith. Nice.
Those San Diego Chargers with Hunter Henry, who hasn't played a freaking down all year. He said who was going to Derek Johnson was going to cover him, and Derek Johnson isn't even on the Chiefs. It's just like retired Stephen A.
He's a basketball guy. Like, what's he even doing commentating on football?
You know, the thing is that he's on those First Take shows, so he's bound to screw up. But you know what? Like, if you're being paid that much, I mean, you got to know. At least by this time, okay, people, it's time to stop calling them the San Diego Chargers. It's been 2 years. Okay, I realize it. Okay, it's been 2 years now. It's time to start talking about. I know you hate it. I mean, there's even there was an article that came in the newspaper. They're like, if the Chargers win the Super Bowl, would they even have a parade?
That is funny.
I know. It's just like, Jesus Christ, we're like the redheaded stepchild. But you know what? They have like one game less. They have one win less than the Rams, or the same record as the Rams, or something. You know what I mean? Like, hello. You know what I mean? Like,
you want some respect, is what you're saying.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Joey Bosa's back now. They just won 2 games on the road against Pittsburgh and Kansas City. All it takes is confidence to win on the road in the playoffs, because that's what they're going to have to do. If they don't win the division, they're going to have to go and win games on the road in the cold in January. So, which is probably good because they play better on the road than they do at home. You know, I don't know why. But other receivers I like this week, Tyler Lockett. A stat I heard this week is Russell Wilson's quarterback rating is perfect when throwing to Tyler Lockett.
Wow.
I mean, perfect. And he gets a great matchup this week.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. But the guy right below him is at the same price, probably has one of the best matchups of the week. Tyler Boyd in the slot against the rookie corner from the Raiders. I think he's actually going to rape him all day. He's 6,700. I like his price. He's with Amari Cooper at 6,600. Obviously Amari's not going to have that kind of a game, but I like him. I mean, obviously he's going to get the targets. Everybody knows I'm not an Amari Cooper guy, but I think at least for the end of this year, I think we should riot him out and everybody play him, because right now I can already tell you he is going to be drafted in like the first or second round of fantasy drafts next year because he's on the Cowboys. And the hype's going to be so through the roof, and I'm going to be like, I hate Amari Cooper again. You know what I'm saying?
Can Boomer Esiason get the ball to Boyd?
I know. You mean Driscoll? Yeah. I think so. You know, I think they have maintained a little bit of chemistry throughout this. They've had, let's see, how many games has he started? 2 or 3?
3.
He's had 8 targets, and 6. So he's getting the targets. He's getting the yardage. If he gets in the end zone, he's got a great matchup. I think this might be one of the last times we can play Tyler Boyd this year. I like him. Looking down the list, some other guys, nobody really else that really stands out that right now that I really, really like. It's just a really, really weird week right now, guys. Do you see anybody else at wide receiver that you like? Because you know what other guy I kind of like is Fitz.
Fitz.
He's got a great matchup against Will Poole. You know, if you're going on matchups, I just don't feel like the game script is going to be where it's like, I don't realize why he doesn't get 10 targets a game. Like, I just don't. He's their only player now. He's got a great matchup. He's 6,000 on FanDuel. Boy, I like it. You know what I mean? Like, it to me, I feel like that's a good way to go, because this week we don't have like those 5,400 wide receivers like Cortland Sutton or Chris Godwin like last week to screw us over like they did, which was but believe it or not though, Chris Godwin had 10 targets.
Yeah.
And he just we got 1 catch.
I I think you could look at Calvin Ridley or Mohamed Sanu for value with Peterson likely guarding Julio. I think you could take a look at Sterling Shepard on the Giants with likely no ODB and the Giants likely trailing. You already talked about. I mean, Schuster's probably my favorite receiver. I think you could take a look at Adam Humphries if he's cheap enough. I expect a lot of checking down for Tampa Bay. Willie Snead's in a good spot against Tampa, but I haven't played a receiver on Baltimore since the change. They don't throw enough. What about Amari Cooper against the Colts? Would you go there?
Yeah, I mean, 6,600, like I said, he's right there in that pocket of Tyler Lockett, Tyler Boyd, Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
So I like that. I don't like the guys around him like Gordon. Edelman, I do like Julian Edelman. I think he's going to be peppered a lot on Sunday too. Let's move to tight end. To me, I feel like this is a Gronk week. I mean, let me read you a stat that I have here. Let me see if I can get it up on my phone here. Sorry. It is last 4 games against the Steelers. Rob Gronkowski, 9 for 143 and 1, 5 catches for 94 yards and 3 touchdowns, 4 catches for 93 yards and 1 touchdown, and 9 catches for 168 yards. I mean, last 4 meetings he has totally raped the Steelers. Is this a Gronk week at 6,900?
His favorite number. I mean, he did look good last week. If the Patriots need him, sure, but I guess it depends on if you think the Patriots are playing from ahead or behind.
I think that it's going to be a classic Pittsburgh New England game to where it's going to come out, going to get both teams are going to get a couple scores here and there, and then it's going to slow down until about 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and then all hell is going to break loose for the fourth quarter. And then it's just going to be points beyond points, blah, 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 back and forth. Because that's what usually happens in these games.
Mm-hmm.
You start, there's a lull, and then there's a exciting ending. Is there anybody else in tight end you like? Because you don't have Ertz, you don't have Kelsey now. You got my man George Kittle, who is leading the NFL in yards after the catch. Any position.
Oh, I know. So impressive. So impressive. I don't really like him this week, though, against Seattle. Chance for some showers, too, in that Pittsburgh game, though most of the rain should be cleared. I went to this guy last week. He didn't really do it for me, but the Patriots have been getting absolutely torched by the tight end. I might try Vance McDonald again, a cheap way to get exposure to that game. Ingram on the Giants, I think, is a decent flyer. Kyle Rudolph against the Dolphins, but I think this is a week you pay down. I think you're going to see Gronk and Kittle be very chalky, and I think you just use that money at other positions and get the best value point per dollar play you can at tight end.
All right, great. Let's move on to defense. Defense this week, I feel like the Jaguars might be the way to go, but because they're facing this terrible Washington Redskins team. But you got other places you could go. You could go to the Ravens against Tampa Bay. I think Tampa's going to put up some points. I just think there might be a lot of I like the Falcons a little bit at home against Arizona.
Yeah, they should put up points. That's actually the team I picked up for my season long because I had the Eagles day.
So did I. There's this one team I have that is I have no idea why it is where it is, but it's somehow in the semifinals, and I'm riding with it. You know what else I think? Another defense. I just saw this, and this is a misprice. I don't care what anybody says. They are pricing in him way too much. Chicago Bears at 3,700 on FanDuel against at home against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, who, okay, they looked good against the Falcons at home last week.
There was like all the emotion and shit behind that. I could definitely play the Bears.
Oh my God, I think that's an awesome price.
Yeah,
get the Bears for 3,700. This is not your mom's Packers offense. This isn't what they used to have. That's a bad mispricing. Ugh, bleh. You know what I mean? I love that. Ooh, I love that.
I do. That Baltimore, or you could take a look at the Bills and how often Detroit gets sacked, or the Falcons. Those are probably my top four.
What about you don't like the Jags against the Skins?
Sure, absolutely. With what's his name? Absolutely, but I'm kind of down on the Jags overall as well. They're the highest priced on DraftKings. I doubt I'd do that. I'd play Seattle on the road against San Fran before I played the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. Oh, somebody did. Wig did say that Devontae Adams may be a good play because the Bears did lose their cornerback to an IR.
Just good no matter what.
Yeah, they're saying he might be the number one receiver picked in redraft leagues next year. I could see that.
I could too.
All right, we got a question here. This is a half-point PPR league for a seasonal. Corey Davis or Sony Michel?
Corey Davis, Sony Michel. I'd say Corey Davis. You can throw on the Giants. I expect the Titans to score. And Sony Michel, I don't think the Patriots are going to run that much. You don't know. They got the triumvirate there now. And it's on the road. I don't know if I'd go Michel.
Yeah, I'm going Corey Davis on that too, and I'm not even a Corey Davis fan. I like Sony Michel. He's going to get 20 carries, but he's been getting vultured at the goal line. So if he doesn't get in a touchdown, it's not going to help. All right, let's see here. Let's move on to. That's right. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time of the night for The Price is Right. It's when Patio Joe goes through prices on FanDuel and will ask Paulie D, is the price is right for him, or will he say, All right. I don't have that many this week. So, because it's just a weird week. All right. So it's just not much. It just really is not much. At quarterback, 6,600, Eli Manning.
That price is probably right. He's actually been pretty good lately. You got the potential to dump off to Saquon Barkley. The Titans are actually pretty decent against the run. They should be trailing. Got Ingram, Shepard. I'm cool with it. Price is probably right.
All right, nice. Let's move on. Move on to the running back position. Doug Martin at 6,300.
I'm going to say that price is wrong because there's guys right around him that I way prefer, like Dalvin Cook, Tevin Coleman, Derrick Henry. Price is wrong.
All right. All right. Wide receiver spot. Wide receivers, there's not very many like we talked about. We're just not in love with many wide receivers. So I'm moving on to the tight end spot. In that same game I just came from, Jared Cook, 6,300.
That price is right. They just don't have anyone else to throw to. Cincinnati's terrible against the tight end, and people are probably going to go above him, and he'll probably end up being pretty low owned. So I actually do like that price.
Yeah, I mean, we got last two games, 10 targets, 8 targets, 7 receptions each game, over 100 yards each game. He got in the end zone against the Chiefs. They got nobody else. They got Jordy Nelson, and they got him. I just, like I was saying, if if this game is going to be a sneaky game where they're going to score points or whatever, people like it. I've been hearing a little bit about it. Then I think somebody's got to do something. So I like Jared Cook in that. All right. Time for top threes, Paulie D, and then we're going to get on out of here.
Top Trace. At quarterback, for me, it's going to be Tom Brady, Josh Allen, and Dak Prescott.
All right. For me, it's Tom Brady, it is Lamar Jackson, and it is Derek Carr.
Running back. I will roll with Zeke, Dalvin Cook, and James White.
Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Dalvin Cook. Wide receiver.
Juju. T.Y. Hilton, and Sterling Shepard.
I got Juju, Stephon Diggs, and Tyler Boyd. Tight end.
Give me Gronk, Jared Cook, and Vance McDonald.
I'm taking Gronk, Cook, and Ebron. I just think you can't forget about Ebron. He's just gonna still get
True that.
Still gonna get targets. There's nobody else. The Cowboys, you can beat them with tight ends. He hasn't had under 7 targets since 4 games ago, when obviously that was when Doyle was still playing. So since Doyle was out, he's had a total of 30 targets. So he gets in the end zone. I mean, even last week, 4 for 65, got in the end zone, did what he needed to do. So those are my 3 defenses.
Ravens, Bears, and Falcons.
Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh my! All right, I got Falcons, Bears, and Jags. Falcons, Bears, and Jags right now. All righty. Somebody said the Bengals Raiders game will be the highest scoring game of the week. See that?
I don't know if I agree, but maybe. You never know.
Driscoll's winning some of your slate. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the Week 15 Two Guidos. We thank you for joining us. Be sure to join the Wise Take Nation. Remember, we got day passes you can join. You go weekly, monthly. I think we have an all access, all sports and everything.
We do.
We have all access. Remember, we are kicking ass in the nation in basketball and football. We got the Wise stream on Saturday night featuring Paulie D and Cash and DFS. And, of course, we will have our articles that come out, trickling out starting tomorrow night into Saturday and as early as Sunday morning. So, Paulie D, anything else to say?
No, man. The nation is as hot as it gets. Almost $250,000 in winnings in the last 2 weeks. So, good time to come check it out. End of football, beginning, middle of basketball. Just a good time. Come check us out. And 7-Eleven.
Yeah. Time for my wife to get a little some 7-Eleven. She's gonna hate this if I put this. I'm gonna put this on the television tomorrow on the big screen. Be telling what I was gonna do to everybody on YouTube. She's gonna hate that. Oh, she's gonna hate it. Oh well. All right, guys. Thank you. It has been a pleasure. So, as my boy CK says in the back.
Yes.